If you love stepping back in time to experience history as it truly was, subscribe now because today you're living a day in 1600 London, and we're going to see Hamlet at the Globe Theatre. I wake to the sound of cartwheels on cobblestones below. Dawn light filters through the small glass window. Expensive glass, a sign of father's success as a wool merchant. The air in our Cheapside home smells of wood smoke and the faint mustiness of wool bales stored below. I swing my legs out of bed, feet meeting cold floorboards, and reach for the chamber pot beneath. A necessary morning ritual in a city with no indoor plumbing. The pottery is cold, practical, and I'm quick about it. My servant Thomas arrives to help me dress. First the linen shirt, then woolen hose tied to my doublet, then the doublet itself. Stiff, buttoned, constraining. The rough collar goes on last. Starched white linen that scratches my neck. It takes nearly 15 minutes. Fashion demands discomfort in 1600. Downstairs, breakfast is simple. Dark bread, hard cheese, and small beer. Water isn't safe to drink in London. Father mentions over his cup that there's a new play at the Globe today. Something about a Danish prince. He's given me coin for the afternoon. I feel the pennies in my purse as I step out the door. The city hits me immediately. Cheapside is already alive. Merchants throwing open shutters, apprentices sweeping doorsteps, a cart loaded with fish heading to market. The street is mud and filth mixed with straw. A pig roots near a doorway. The smell is overwhelming. Animal waste, rotting vegetables, smoke from 1,000 chimneys, but also fresh bread from a nearby bakery. I navigate around a pile of refuse, past St. Mary Le Bow Church where bells begin ringing terse. Londoners crowd the narrow street, goodwives with baskets, labourers in rough wool, a gentleman in silk who doesn't step aside for anyone. I'm heading south, toward the river, toward Southwark, toward the Globe. The day promises something extraordinary. The Thames stretches before me, dark and reeking. I join the crowd pushing toward London Bridge, the only way across this putrid river. The bridge is unlike anything imaginable today. It's not just a bridge. It's a street suspended over water, crammed with timber buildings 4 and 5 stories high, shops bursting onto the walkway, families living directly above the river. I push through the narrow passage between structures, barely 10 feet wide, dodging merchants, carts and filth. Above me, laundry hangs between windows. Below, through gaps in the timber planking, I glimpse the Thames churning 30 feet down. Then I see them, traitors' heads, spiked on poles at the bridge entrance, sun-bleached skulls and rotting flesh picked by crows, warning everyone what happens to those who defy the crown. I've seen them before. Everyone has. I walk past without stopping. The bridge groans under thousands of daily crossings. Midway across stands a chapel, St. Thomas's, where a beggar with no legs pulls himself along on a wooden cart. I drop a farthing. Not from generosity, from fear. God watches. Southwark hits differently than London proper. Rougher, louder. Bear-baiting rings announce themselves with roars and crowd cheers. Tavern signs creak overhead. The tabard, the White Hart, place's father forbids me to enter. Women lean from windows, their painted faces and loose bodices advertising their trade. This is the entertainment district, where rules loosen and anything can happen. Then I see it. The Globe Theatre rises like a massive wooden O, its white plaster and dark timber distinctive among Southwark's grey buildings. The flag flies from the roof. Black flag means tragedy today. Hamlet. Crowds push toward the entrance. I join them, hand on my purse. 2 pennies, 1 to enter, 1 for a gallery seat above the groundlings. The gatherer takes my coins without looking up. I step through the narrow entrance tunnel, and suddenly, the theatre explodes before me. Open to grey sky above, 3 levels of galleries packed with Londoners, the yard already filling with groundlings who'll stand for 3 hours. I climb the stairs, find a bench in the second gallery, and settle in among merchants, gentlewomen and apprentices playing truant. The Globe hums with anticipation. Hamlet begins soon. The stage door opens. Francisco and Bernardo emerge for the opening scene, 2 actors in soldier costumes walking onto bare boards that must become the battlements of Elsinore Castle through words alone. Who's there? The Globe erupts, not with silence but with noise. Groundlings shout responses. Someone throws an apple core. A vendor still calls beer until angry shushes silence her. This is theatre in 1600. Loud, interactive, alive. Then the ghost appears. Through the trap door in the stage floor, rising from below in armor, face painted deathly white. The groundlings gasp and shrink back. Even I feel the chill. This is Hamlet's father murdered, demanding revenge. The ghost's voice booms across the wooden O, and 3,000 people lean forward as one. Hours pass like minutes. Richard Burbage plays Hamlet with such intensity, I forget I'm watching acting. When he delivers, "To be or not to be," standing center stage in black doublet contemplating suicide, the entire globe falls silent. Even the groundlings stop moving. His voice carries to the highest gallery without shouting. Perfect actor's training. The play within, the play makes the audience roar with laughter. Ophelia's madness, played by a boy actor in dress and wig, but so convincing some women weep, brings tears. The groundlings shout warnings during the poisoning scene. They cheer the sword fight. Around me, people eat nuts, drink beer. Use the bucket in the corner when nature calls. The merchant's wife beside me fans herself constantly. The apprentice watches with mouth open, transported. A prostitute 2 benches down calls crude comments at the male. Actors in drag. Someone vomits in the yard, too much beer. The afternoon light shifts. Clouds break. Sun illuminates the stage as Hamlet dies in Horatio's arms. The rest is silence. The silence that follows is real. Then the globe explodes with applause, stamping feet, cheers. We've witnessed something extraordinary. Hamlet is unlike anything performed before. The globe empties slowly. 3,000 people pushing through narrow exits, everyone talking at once about what we've just witnessed. Did you see Burbage when that ghost scene? The sword fight. Voices overlap in excited chaos. Suffolk feels different now. Later in the afternoon, more dangerous. Taverns overflow with drunk men. The women in windows call more aggressively, grabbing at passing men. A fight breaks out outside the tabard. Fists and blood while others cheer. I keep my hand on my empty purse and walk faster. The bear-baiting ring still roars. Through the entrance, I glimpse the chained bear, bloodied and exhausted, dogs circling. The crowd inside screams for more violence. I turn away. I've had enough drama for one day, even if this kind is real. London Bridge at dusk is treacherous. The narrow passage between buildings is darker now, more crowded with workers heading home. Lanterns flicker in shop windows. The Thames below looks black in fading light. At the bridge entrance, the traitors' heads are silhouettes against grey sky, crows settling on pikes for the night. Back in London proper, streets are transforming. Apprentices close shutters. Link boys appear offering to light the way for a penny. Watchmen begin their rounds. Without street lighting, London at night becomes a different beast. Dangerous, criminal, violent. I'm grateful to reach home before full darkness. Father asks about the play over supper. Roasted mutton, turnips, bread. I try explaining Hamlet's soliloquy, Ophelia's madness, the ghost's appearance. Words fail. You had to be there, I finally say. Mother asks if it was worth 2 pennies. I think of Burbage's face, the collective silence, 3,000 people breathing as one. Yes, I tell her, every penny. Sister wants to know about the boy who played Ophelia. Father asks about the sword fighting. We talk through the meal, candles burning low. Outside, London settles into uneasy night. Inside, we're still at the Globe, still watching Hamlet die, still hearing "The rest is silence." That play will echo in my mind for years. Outside, London transforms into something predatory. Through shuttered windows, I hear watchmen calling hours, their voices swallowed by darkness. A scream cuts through the night. Brief, sharp, then silence. No one investigates. Night in London belongs to criminals, rats, and those desperate or stupid enough to walk unlit streets. We're safe inside, doors barred, shutters latched. Thomas helps me undress. The doublet comes off. I've been bound in it since dawn. The ruff removes last, leaving red marks on my neck. Down to my linen shirt, I use the chamber pot one final time. Wash face and hands in cold water, then kneel for evening prayers. Our Father, who art in heaven. Mother's voice joins mine. Father's deeper tones. Sister's whisper. Protestant prayers in Protestant England. though grandmother whispers the old Latin prayers when she thinks no one hears. The religious changes happened within living memory.
Good night, sir.
We pray carefully. I climb into bed, the same ropes and straw mattress from this morning, now welcoming. After 16 hours awake, Thomas extinguishes candles one by one. Darkness floods in, complete and absolute. No streetlights, no ambient glow, just blackness and the sound of London's dangerous night outside. But today, I lived something extraordinary. Today I saw Hamlet at the Globe. Outside, a watchman calls, 10 o'clock and God save the Queen. I sink into sleep and dream of Danish princes. Subscribe now. You never know which morning you'll wake up in next. The past is waiting.